Today I'm doing a My Hero Academia drawing with UA Class 1A teacher, Shota Aizawa. His hero name being Eraserhead, his quirk is the ability to nullify other people's quirks whilst he's looking at them. By the way, welcome to Laurel and Artistry, lovely people. Also, a bit of a spoiler warning if you haven't watched Season 6 of the anime or the manga equivalent. Sketching his clothes, he's got a fairly simple hero costume. A plain shirt, utility belt, some baggy pants, and boots. Well, one boot because later in the series he gets a prosthetic leg, so I draw him with that as well as an eye patch he gets at the same time. He's got long, unkempt hair that stands up when he's using his quirk. But because of the loss of his right eye, his abilities have been hampered, and so his hair stands up less. He's also got this scarf that's made from some special material that he uses to catch and restrain people. So between the quirk and his scarf, he's got the perfect abilities for training sometimes unruly, superpowered children. Mr. Aizawa starts off the series maybe coming across as overly harsh and tough on his students, but you soon come to realize that it's out of a protective desire to see them all reach their full potential as heroes. For them not to make reckless and rash decisions that put their lives in unnecessary danger out of their desire to be heroic. He wants them to take their journey to become heroes seriously, so that it doesn't get cut short. Not that he discourages bravery and self-sacrifice. He just wants them to see the difference between that and rashly throwing their own lives away. After all, if you go into conflicts recklessly, you might not be as effective at helping others. I decided this drawing is mostly going to be in black and white. Our hero, who admittedly isn't looking the most friendly right here, is all in black and gray anyways, so it seemed to make sense. The only thing in color is his eye, which glows red when he's using his quirk, at least in the anime anyways. Apparently his eyes are yellow in the manga. But with the red, he's kinda got the same color scheme as Marvel's Winter Soldier. He's just missing a leg instead of an arm. But both characters have a similar aesthetic. They also both like cats. In general, I just think they'd get along pretty well. I use some cross-hatching for shading to give it a bit of a sketchy look. Aizawa is a character who is shaped by tragically losing his good friend when he was in school training to be a hero himself. Whatever happens, he wants to protect his students from that same fate. Besides his strict teaching style, he demonstrates this by never hesitating to put himself between a threat and his students if he can, using every ounce of strength he has to protect them. You see several times throughout the series the lengths he'll go for the children under his care, his missing leg and eye being a testament to that. I add some red veins to his eye, because having to keep his eyes open so much means he suffers from dry eye. Spending too much time drawing on an iPad will also do that to you. But anyways, he, like many other characters in the anime, demonstrates what it means to sacrifice for others. It's very inspiring, and really it's what so often draws me to superhero stories. They are at their best when they encourage you and give you something to aspire to. It's not always about relating to or seeing yourself in characters, though I think when you see a character and feel this sense of, I want to be more like them, you are relating to them, because you value something that they also value. I add in more individual strands of hair because I think that helps fit the look I'm going for. And continue with the hatching along his scarf. Season 7, the most recent one to come out as of now, was great, but I was a little sad that Aizawa couldn't do much more than just look on, worried for his students for most of it. I know that losing an eye made him mostly unable to use his quirk, but I was still sad to not get to see him in action. So I drew him in action instead. For his clothes, I shade with a more solid black. Though I do add some hatching to that to make it more congruent with the rest of the drawing. The last My Hero Academia character I did art of was Best Jeanist. I embroidered that on denim. It was fun. You should watch it. But anyways, him and Aizawa are my favorite characters from the series, and their aesthetics and personalities are quite different. I'm not entirely sure what drew me to these two characters particularly, but they both embody what it means to be heroic, and they both care a lot about guiding and training up children. They are both selfless superheroes, which is cool, but they also embody heroism in a more down-to-earth way, by being strong, guiding forces for good in the lives of children. It is one of the most important things a person can do, but it so often gets overlooked and downplayed. You know, thinking of it, I often find myself gravitating towards characters in anime who act as mentors or guides for the younger characters. It looked fine with just the cross-hatching for shading, but I added in some dark gray to the face to make it more dramatic. I also add some subtle lighter gray to his clothes. And then darken the inside of his scarf. Put a little shiny reflection on his prosthetic leg. And then add a streak of glowing red by his eye. Yeah, he's looking pretty intimidating. I'll just give this a simple background, sort of a beige with dark airbrushing over the top. We'll add in some bits of rubble, and then we'll add some hatching to the background, which I think helps provide a sense of movement. I was just trying to make him look cool, but I think he turned out looking kinda scary. Just saying, if you were a villain and you saw this coming towards you, you'd probably feel slightly unnerved. But the solution to that is just don't be an evil villain. Okay, with that, I'm done. Time to take a closer look. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my drawing and my ramblings about heroes. See you later, at least I hope. But in the meantime, remember to blink often when looking at a screen so your eyes don't dry out. Ciao!